Eats tapes, needs repair. Wait, didn't I already do this? Is a very inexpensive Magnavox VCR. Most likely made by Funai, because it's got this recognizable weird shape. The cheap of the cheap. It's got a few LEDs on the front. It weighs absolutely nothing. This particular model is 4-head and boasts 19 microns for the EP head. It also says long play, which makes very little sense in North America because long play is LP, and I guarantee this doesn't support LP. For anyone who cares about the model number, CMWV405. This is the last grasp of any VHS VCRs. This was the final model to be released. I'm trying to dance around calling this garbage. It'll probably be fine. Probably just needs a mode switch cleaning, but I don't think fondly of these, clearly. They kind of represent the cost cutting down to a penny. And when this came out, presumably the mid-2000s, this model, I worked in retail and I saw these get bought and I saw these get returned and I saw people destroy their home movies trying to digitize them by buying the cheapest possible VCR, and it just left such a bad taste in my mouth. And like now, most of the time when you find one of these, it just needs a little cleaning and a mode switch and then it's ready to go. I mean, it won't give you great picture clarity compared to like a good model. Like the circuitry inside is bare bones cost cut, but it'll probably work fine, you know, for most people. But it's a heavy survivorship bias, and trust me when I say most of these, as soon as they left the factory, like new in box, didn't work at all. They were trash, trash, trash. Landfill fodder. So anyway, let's open it up. And the first thing I noticed immediately is it's got a Panasonic screw there, so someone's been in here. I will give them credit though. I do like the single flat cover being removed with 4 screws on the top for service. It's nice. I like this versus the cover that has the sides on either side. I mean, the downside is this is plastic, not metal, so you don't get RF shielding, right? I mean, if you have anything noisy nearby, tough shit. But it sure makes servicing easy. All right, this may be the last run for my little test tape I've been using for the last while. Pretty sure I got some of that fluid from the last repair on the tape here, which means I don't really want to be using this much anymore. It's been chewed in a bunch of spots, so let's go with a bang. It's powered on, it seems to be working. English, do I hit like play? Menu makes it go away, and then I get auto setup. No, don't auto setup. Okay, did that make it go away? Okay, so we're good. I just hit menu a bunch of times and it went away. I'm expecting the mode switch will cause this to eat the tape. Hell yes. If you ever run into a Funai... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop that. No. Stop making noise. If you ever run into a Funai like this, do not put a tape in, especially a tape that you care about. It's almost guaranteed that the mode switch on it has gotten a little bit dirty contacts. And the fail mode for these is to eat your tape, essentially. Loads the tape, freaks out, tries to load the tape back into the cassette, but it doesn't rewind the tape back in. Most VCRs will try and go into a fail state where they'll try to save your tape. Not these. These are cheap. So their fail mode is eat your tape. So if you ever run into one, you can probably just clean the mode switch and make it work again, but don't put a tape you like in first. Anyway, let's take this apart. Okay, to get the mechanism out, you remove a screw right there, you remove a screw right there. You take this top bar off with the screw there and the screw right there. And then there's another screw towards the front of the mechanism to remove, and one more screw right there on the side. And I think there's one last screw on the bottom, so I'll just pull this whole board out with the mechanism still attached. Oh, you know what? I forgot a little guy right there behind the video head, behind the auto head cleaner, that everyone will lose their shit on me if I don't remove. Come on. Go away. Hot take, when these were new, they were actually useful. If you rented a tape from a rental place and it had some crud on it and it dirtied your video heads, all you had to do was eject the tape, put it back in, and your head would automatically clean, and 99% of the time it would be fine. And when these were new, these little foam pads were great. They did their job wonderfully. Like the average user, this was more of a benefit than a hindrance, especially now when finding head cleaning cassettes is so difficult. This would be very useful. But unfortunately, this foam is going to degrade at some point. I haven't seen it with this particular type of foam, but it will happen at some point. So this is a preventative measure. The only ones I've really seen for sure go to goop are the Toshiba ones. But yeah, it's a good move to remove them. There, and this whole thing just lifts out. You slide it back and then up, and then it comes out of this case. And then there's probably going to be a screw on the bottom holding it in place. Is that the one? Yeah, I think that's the one. Is that it? Oh, no, there's one there too. Yeah, let me remove those two screws now. Oh, this one's got like a soldered shield. Oh, no, that's not going to be a problem. Although, yeah, this screw will probably have to be removed as well. Now, unfortunately, it looks like everything is soldered here. This is the capstan motor that has... Oh, no, that's right. This wire here, how does this... Okay, that goes to the ace head. This goes to the motor for the video head drum. And then this goes to the rotary transformer on the video head. And then that... How does that connect? I'm assuming there's a... Oh, yeah, it's a ribbon cable right there. So I'm going to have to tip this way, I think. Yep, there we go. Easy peasy. I'm doing it backwards this time. The circuit board's getting lifted up instead of the mechanism. So this one, compared to the one I looked at last week, is quite nice in that the light stock is just an LED on the board, and then the actual diffusing lens piece is mounted to there. Very easy to remove. And then the sensors are just on little pieces of PCB soldered up there. I mean, it's cheap, but it works. And let's see, the belt. Belt is fine. This thing's too new to have a bad belt. When was this made? 2007 from the looks of it. Okay, so it's October 27th, 2007. Yeah. So this thing's fairly modern by VCR standards. Anyway, let's get to the mode switch. So I should just be able to remove this by a light prying. Normally you would hold onto that while you pop it off so it doesn't go flying, but I'm doing it one-handed because I'm filming. Do I have any alcohol left in here? Okay. Just give this a initial cleaning with some IPA. It's not bad. That discoloration could just be the previous stuff that was on here. I wonder why these mode switches tend to go bad so often on this particular design of VCR. Like, is it that they didn't really protect the switch? They didn't put anything on there to protect it from corrosion and oxidization? I don't know. Let me put some deoxit on this and I'll put it back together and let's see if that fixes it. So really, I'm just going to do the same thing, clean this off with IPA, put a bit of deoxit on there, put this back on, give it a few spins, line it up with here. So there, it's got a little peg. Just need to line that up with this gear here. See, it goes into that little hole there. And then pop it back together and let's see what she does. Now, on the topic of head cleaning, I almost never show myself cleaning the heads. Mainly because you can damage them doing this. You have to be careful. There's always a risk involved. But what I do is I grab a piece of printer paper, soak it in some 99% IPA, and then very gently hold it against the head drum. So you can see the heads are here and here. So I just gently press it against there and rotate in the direction the head drum will spin. Just a few times. And there we go. There's a little bit of dirt. It wasn't bad. But basically, I hold it about as firmly as the tape would be pushed against there. And do not move it up and down. The head wafers are very thin in a horizontal plane, so if you bend them up and down, they can break. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. But as I said, I mean, you can accidentally damage it. It's not a risk-free action, but I'm sure it's one of those things that everyone has their own way of variation of it. It's like putting thermal paste on a heatsink. All the computer guys on YouTube never show it because you'll always get some comments saying you need to do this or that. And there are some people who swear by you must use those cassettes and not do it yourself. This is just what I do. Take it with a grain of salt. All right, let's see what it does now. Man, look at the violence that it sends this tension arm all over. But it's playing. It's working. You can hear my phone on the audio head. Single speed fast forward scan, and the play button is not doing anything. God damn it. There's probably just dirty switches. Rewind. It's doing the thing. Nope. Stop it. Yeah, these switches need to be cleaned. But it appears to be working. Again, the picture quality is bad, even by VHS standards. It's actually really bad. But, I mean, that's... Come on, play. Stop it. Stop. Okay, let's get a remote. Stop. Does anyone else grab remotes from the free bin and the 50-cent bin at thrift stores and whatnot? Just in case? Because I sure do. Never know when you'll need a universal or an original VCR remote. And I think this type here is the kind for this machine. And I have several of them. So let's see how that works. Ugh. There we go. This seems to work. So now if I hit play, that works. Fast forward, play, rewind, play. There should be a pause button on here, right? Yeah, pause still. That works. Perfect. Display. Do I have to be playing for display? Oh, I do. Cool. Oh, there's a slow motion. How very high end. What else we got? C reset. C reset. Oh, counter reset. Okay, naturally, yeah. So if I... whatever. Menu, timer programming, auto repeat, channel setup, clock set and language select. Very, very, very basic model. VCR TV, which is the RF modulator, which I'm not using. Search mode. Let's stop. Search mode. This has a freaking index search feature? No way. No freaking way. Really? Shocking. I'm surprised. I'm fairly certain, and I didn't look when I was below there, I'm fairly certain this doesn't have real table speed sensors. So if I were to say hit fast forward, it's not going to go very fast. Yeah, so it's not going to go very fast. To have the high speed fast forward and rewind, you need to have the speed sensors on each reel table so that it can compare the two to determine when it gets close to the end or beginning. Oh, God, this thing just sounds violent with each movement. And speed, 2 speeds, of course. So the long play listed on the front, that was a lie. All right. I think there's really nothing else to show on this. I'm just going to do some cleaning. I don't even know if it's worth lubricating anything. The travel path for the tape guides is already lubricated. I think it's just the way this thing works is a little bit violent and chunky. it is what it is. I'll watch a few movies on it, make sure it works well, and then can go to a good home, I guess. Let's do the old LP demonstration.
No, I don't. How do you expect to lend me money if you don't know the first thing
Let
about
the
that
auto
business?
tracking go in. It's in LP. You know what? That's good. That's like the Panasonic I did last video. Not bad. If I hit pause. Yeah, okay. Pause isn't great. Also, I seem to always be describing the smells of things on this channel, so just so you can get the whole smell-o-vision experience. Musty basement, a little bit of plastic mildew smell. All right, think it's good to go. Just gonna quickly test an EP playback because I realized I didn't do that before. This is a 4-head model. Need to make sure all those heads are good. Play.
Prairie Public Television, winner of over 50 awards for broadcast excellence, including the Telly Award for the local production Schmeckfest.
Prairie Public's March membership drive was a...
Oh, okay, so it has 2 scan speeds when you're in EP. Has quite a bit of flutter in the sound, but the linear audio is quite clear.
The zone is open. When you press the status button,
Fault, master, bedroom, window.
Lynx identifies any open doors and windows.
Yep, and SP's still working. All right, and these buttons should be good now. All right, that was a bit of a side tangent. I thought I had these cleaned perfectly. As it turns out, the only one that was really ever causing problems was play. And what I had done is taken some Electrosolve contact cleaner, sprayed it on top, and kind of just hit it a bunch of times to try and, suck as much of the contact cleaner inside to clean it. That usually works. It kind of helped in this case, but I just took this out and metered it, and I was still getting around 7 kiloohms most of the time when I pressed this instead of 0 ohms, like a short. And the way these switches work is they create a resistor network. So the input on the system controller will do different things depending on the resistance. So this giving 7 kiloohms, when that goes through the resistor network, that was looking like the fast forward button. So if you ever press a button and it does a different function, that's why. It means the switch is dirty and has resistance in the contacts and is confusing it. Anyway, wildly enough, I tried some deoxit and it worked. So I guess this is able to wick itself into the switch better than that stuff. Because now
On a regular
it's
basis.
play.
And play.
Fast forward, play, rewind, play.
Attention to the recommendations for
now we're
practicing an emergency.
There. Now it's done. I gotta say, with all my complaints about this thing, it took me under 30 seconds to take it completely apart to get the board out to ohm out that switch. And it took me under 30 seconds to put the whole thing back together again. So, let's end on a positive note with that. Thanks for watching.
Funai.
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 Funai. Funai. Funai. Funai. Funai. Funai.
Funai.
Funai. Funai.